So who remembers the original four-door sports car? Back in 1989, Nissan applied a sticker to their then-new Maxima, the 4DSC. That car was also on offer with a manual transmission. Well, fast forward to today, and we've got the Gen 8 Maxima. Now, if you've been paying attention to our channel, you know that like an hour ago, we did the world premiere tech review of that car. You guys got to see it when the press here at the New York Auto Show got to see it. We were the first ones to have access to the car outside of Nissan. And not only did we have access to the car back then, we had access to the guy who's like the lead on the car. He's like the consigliere of the Maxima at Nissan. His name is Vishnu Jayamohan. We've known him for a couple of years. He's a great guy. Now you guys are going to get to meet him because rather than me pull off the silk, show you the car, and tell you all the bullets and numbers, we're actually going to sit down with the guy who built it. So back to Vish.
Lovely.
Okay, you're in my hometown now. Welcome.
Glad to be here. You gonna give me a good steak?
Did you have?
Yeah.
No, that's what. Oh, we went out for steak. We went to your place.
Yes.
Here we go for pizza.
Oh, pizza. Okay.
Or
Fair
deli.
enough.
And again, we had this great. Again, guys, I'm going to put up. We did this great bit at this deli downtown. We're going to put it up. I'm telling you, we had a lot of fun.
Okay.
We had a lot of fun. Okay, so.
Or to watching it.
You showed something just recently, like 2 hours ago.
You did. It was what was it? It was a 2016 Maxima. That's what we showed.
You don't remember the car you're working on.
So we just revealed it a couple hours ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I want to step back.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to step back on. Forget about the car for a minute.
Okay.
While you were in the development process of this car, you talked the boss into going on a road trip to meet cool people.
Yes.
Where did you go and who were the cool people you met?
We talked the boss into taking a few of our cars, performance cars and sports dynamics, current Maxima, Z, a GTR.
Yeah.
We drove down to the Blue Angels Navy base in Pensacola, Florida.
This is your car. Right? This is your baby. Did you sit there and say, hey, I think this would be a good idea and made a case for it? Did it come from the guys in California?
The design studio proposed it. They're the ones who said, hey, this is something that's innovative, this is something that would be neat, and how you execute.
Yeah.
You don't really have to justify it, you invent it, you do it. You want to stand out. You know, that's what the customer wants. We want her to stand out. We want the car to be unique.
Okay, that's good news. So now let's get into this SR thing because you and I have some things to discuss on this SR business.
Right.
So tell us the difference. So you got the regular grade walk, but then you got this thing off to the side. What are the differences?
So we start with the regular grades. We've got 5 grades, no options.
Yeah.
So that's a huge change from the previous car. You're not going to have to get different packages to get different things. It's not, more importantly, it's easy, right? To find the car you want. There's 5 ways to do it. Choose an exterior, choose an interior color, you're done.
I would think that would help dealers too.
And it helps the dealers out tremendously as well. So the SR grade is one of the 5 grades. So the SR has Alcantara inserts on the seats, on the door panels, and on the steering wheel. There's just an Alcantara insert there. It's all focused around making that SR driver, who we call the hardcore performance enthusiast, giving them a high grip, non-slip surface, but also giving them that sporty feel.
So it's more than just one little strip.
Exactly.
It's actually on the seats.
It's on the seats,
That's the point.
the door panels, the steering wheel. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Unique suspension. Sure. The typical, I shouldn't say typical, but the things you would expect of a sportier trim. But then there's a little bit more. We added in what we call IDM. So it's called Intelligent Dynamics Control Module. It's abbreviated as IDM. What it does is it has a series of functions, but it's a lot of it's brake biased vectoring. One of the neat things though is when you're going over some undulations, let's say for example you were to hit a bump in the front or an undulation, the nose of the car was to raise. This will actually apply subtle braking to settle the nose back down, and it works phenomenally over, the right
I'm excited
surface.
to drive this with you. We're gonna go find some crazy roads. We're gonna have some. We're gonna get the car in trouble.
I look forward to it as well.
Yeah, we actually. So we did this. Do you remember we did the Nismo GTR episode over in town that same trip? We're gonna go back there.
Okay.
And go back to my homemade racetrack.
MotoMan's Nürburgring playground. There you go.
You know what? I'll actually. There is a Vish corner, really.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't say yet because the episode hasn't aired yet.
Okay.
But there is a Vish corner.
Man, I really look forward to that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
See, look at you, man.
Must be one that can only be taken with the CVT, right? Yeah.
I named a part of a car after you.
Yes.
You guys remember the Ultima episode we did? What was it? 2 years ago?
Three and a half, 4 years ago.
Yeah. So I named it one of the joint things.
The
I
link.
made the Vishnu link.
Yeah,
this is why we call it the Vishnu link, because it was his link. So what else? Now, let's talk about some things about the car that you and I disagree on.
Sure.
We disagree on 2 things.
Okay.
What are those 2 things?
I couldn't tell you. Is it your color choice versus my exterior color choice?
Not a color choice.
And your interior color choice versus my interior color choice.
My friend. I mean, look, we agree on the car you drive. What car do you drive, actually?
I drive a Nissan GTR.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of that.
Oh, thank you.
This guy lives a life, man. This guy's got a good life in Nashville. He lives in the hip area. He's got one of these hip places. He dates a very attractive woman, and he's got a GTR.
Just trying to grow up to be like you.
Yeah. Funny, I don't have a GTR. Anyway, so let's talk about the transmission.
Okay.
Now, I remember the '89 Maxima.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautifully dynamic car,
okay,
and it had a manual transmission. Now I get that most people don't buy manual transmissions, especially in the segment we're talking about.
Right.
But you have elected to go CVT only.
Correct.
Again, in the Maxima.
Correct.
Why?
A couple of reasons. One, we always have to look at the previous car.
Yeah.
The customers like it or not, the people intending the car like it or not, they really like the CVT. They genuinely did.
Yeah.
The second part of it is, what are we trying to do with the next car? Trying to go performance-oriented. I've mentioned to you and talked to you before about this, but you know, a lot of the competitors are going with 8, 9-speed, 7, 8, 9-speed transmissions.
Oh, yeah. Mercedes just announced a 9-speed in their GLE or whatever the hell it is.
We looked at some of those executions, different things. We evaluated everything out there, and from what we're trying to achieve, the CVT achieves that, or helps us achieve that target. Because it's
what
not
are you trying to achieve? Because I get the fuel economy thing.
There's fuel economy, which we've talked about it with CVTs before. The new CVT, it's all new. It's 40% reduction in friction, wider ratio range. Those help fuel economy, but they also help performance. So the wider ratio range enables better acceleration. You've got completely new shift logic. We've talked about the G sensor in it before. That helps a lot when you're going around a corner. Keeps the RPMs high as you exit the corner. That's what we noticed on some of the competitor transmissions that we were driving them on our proving grounds. This premature upshifting, following the exit, you're waiting for the downshift. But look, all the facts aside, you will be pleased to know, and the good news that I told you I'd share with you since your last visit, we have to do it very late because you have to use a production car. We gave a car to AMCI, third party, to do some testing. They took it to Button Willow Raceway, which you're very familiar with, and your stomping ground, and put it up against what would be considered in the industry as a very good sports sedan, the BMW 3 Series.
Okay.
Specifically the 328i.
Yeah, everybody uses that as a gold standard. Yeah.
328i, the Acura TLX V6, and the Audi A4. Put it up against those cars, Button Willow. We're not looking for a specific thing, 0 to 60 or slalom, or comprehensively around the track, which one's faster. And I'm pleased to say that we came out on top. We were
in what measurements?
In terms of lap time.
And also your lap time.
We lapped
how much?
We lapped Button Willow, and the exact times I don't have off the top of my head, but we lapped Button Willow it's a shorter course, so about a second quicker than the BMW, and about two and something seconds quicker than the TLX V6.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
We did skip over one, so you guys need to watch the full tech review. But what's the horsepower and torque on the car?
We've got 300 horsepower on the car and 261 foot-pounds of torque.
Now point out, I know this obviously, and those who have watched the full tech know about the parts difference, but is it a carryover engine? What's different?
Same displacement, new engine in terms of 61% all new parts, and mentioned to you before, carryover technology, or trickle-down technology, the better way of putting it, from the Nissan GTR program. Specifically, sodium fill valves as an example.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. That's exciting.
That helps take heat away from the combustion chamber, raise that compression ratio, get a little bit more power out of the engine.
Oh, so it's operating cooler, higher compression ratio. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about one other thing.
Sure.
You got this SR. Why wouldn't you just give the buyer the option, hey, maybe I could do a manual, or can I have a geared transmission? in the SR because you are buying the performance car.
Fair enough. We do give the SR buyer a couple options. One is, from a transmission standpoint, they can choose to drive it in normal mode, like a normal in a CVT, keep the RPMs low, you're cruising around town, so on and so forth. In sport mode, the RPMs are higher, the shift points are higher, different logic. In addition to that, you've got column-mounted paddle shifters that allow you to select from 7 preset ratios. So in that perspective, if you want to drive it like a step transmission, you can, or you can leave it in automatic mode and let it do its thing.
But I still don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm slow, and I have been. Every ex-girlfriend of mine has called me stupid or slow at some point. So maybe I'm slow.
It's not you, it's them.
Yeah. Yeah, all of them. Yeah. You've been talking to them, haven't you? Why wouldn't you at least make the offer of hey, here's a 9-speed or an 8-speed, or here's a manual transmission, or here's the transmission from the GTR? How about that?
I just explained to you. Step transmissions, we looked at a lot of them. The 7s, the 8s, the 9s. Didn't fit what we're looking for. We're looking for, the customer wants a performance driving sedan. They want to be able to drive, even in a normal driving scenario, at 60 miles on the highway, 60 miles per hour, and I want to overtake somebody. I don't want to have to wait for that downshift from, 8 to 4 or 9 to 3.
Here's how we're going to... I'm not going to beat you up anymore about this.
Fair enough.
We're going to leave it to the comments.
Okay.
We're going to have you guys, I want you to weigh in this, and you and I are going to get together in May.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through this together.
And
we're going to drive the car together.
Both to you, MotoMan, and to the commenters, we agree. We want this car to be legitimate. We want it to be a performance sedan, and that's why we gave the car to AMCI and said, have a run at it. Let us know what it does.
Yeah.
Better lap time than a BMW 328i. I think that speaks a lot to when we say the car is credible. It really is credible.
Let's talk about the sunroof thing now.
Yes.
My sunroof controversy.
Okay, sunroof controversy.
You know me, I'm a Lotus guy.
You're a Lotus man, which I don't think offers a sunroof at all, but sure.
No, they don't. They have no roof.
That itself is an optional.
It's like you have to pay extra for a roof, and mine leaked the day I got it, brand new. And I went through the whole customer service thing, and they said, we didn't sell the car waterproof, we only sold it watertight. I have the letter that actually says it.
I'm a British national, so I take pride in that, Okay.
That's charm, right?
Okay, that's British charm, yeah.
And it was made kind of near where you, or no, not we know, it's from the Midlands.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can get the sunroof that has very cool panoramic sunroof in all the grades, but I can't get it in the SR one.
Correct. SR is all about performance, and taking that sunroof and putting a fixed roof panel there instead bolsters the torsional rigidity of the car hugely by over 25%. So it's a huge improvement in torsional rigidity taking that roof out, but it also lowers the mass of the car. It lowers the center of gravity of the car. It's all about performance. Again, we're not the regular car, fantastic four-door sports sedan. I shouldn't even call it regular, the standard variant, if you will. But the SR variant truly is for that customer looking for something special. We've talked about the tires before. We work specifically with Goodyear on that SR tire. Different internal construction, slightly different compound, different tweaking of different things to get us the response and the grip that we're looking for.
Got it. So I'm going to leave that again to the comments.
Okay, absolutely. We look forward to the comments.
It's not just, you don't have to do the comments below, but you can do the social media, MotoManTV, all one word, MotoManTV, all one word. Let us know, do you want the sunroof in the SR, and I will get this information to you. And this is the man who controls the car.
I would love to hear all the comments and more about the Maxima, what you like about the new Maxima, and what you'd like to see on the new Maxima going forward.
You're a very generous guy.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I really appreciate you spending the time with us. Thank you for coming. I look forward to coming back and visiting you in Tennessee in, 2 months?
Sounds good.
A month and a half or something like that. So here's the script. Click here to subscribe. Click here to watch one of our 350 other episodes. And most importantly, share us with your friends. You're already wasting half your life on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. MotoManTV, all one word. I don't care who you share us with. Share us with your enemies. Just give the gift of MotoMan.